Excuse me, happy Friday. I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, I'm going to miss Thursday's reading. I have had a horrible sinus infection, but I wanted to get at least one out this week, okay? So this is a reading for Friday. I want to say that off the bat, we are missing cups and we're missing wands, okay? So I think that this is just a matter of fact kind of reading, right? Like there's no real emotion in here. It's more just, it is what it is, you know, and that's not always a wonderful way to approach things depending upon what this applies, you know, to you. So we come in with the 10 of coins, which is a great card, okay, and I'm thrilled to see it because when I threw the 10 of swords, it's not always great to start out a reading like that, but again, it is what it is. So I am one of the readers that just will run with that, but I'll advise you that, you know, it's most likely not a great time to read on this. But we come in with the 10 of swords. Okay, we've got the 3 of coins and the king of swords. And again, our energy is the 10 of coins, okay? 2 10s can speak of, again, that can go in one of two ways here. I think where this is really going, though, is if you're in a situation, right, in a job arena where you're thinking about taking a promotion or changing jobs or doing something like that, this reading speaks of it would be a good time to do that, and it would bring you financial gain, right? So you would gain in that regard. So I know we've got a lot going on right now, but this read actually speaks of that. So if by chance you see a posting, you want to go for it, but you're really not sure, the advice in here would be that it would bring you financial gain, okay? And it would bring you more fulfillment. I think, too, what this means in a nutshell, I'm going to hit it in a few different directions because it is general, but I do see a few scenarios here, too. In your life in general, okay, if you're in any kind of relationship, right, if you're in any area of your life that you just feel like you can't be yourself, like you're suffocating, you're under the stronghold of something, or you're just not able to be yourself, you're really asked to step outside of that and really reevaluate what your core ethics are. And by that I mean what's true to you, right? Not what's right or wrong, but what's really true to you. Are you being true to yourself, or are you just you know, losing yourself in whatever equation this is? Sometimes in a job arena that plays out, but it doesn't just play out usually in one arena. It's usually something that we're doing through our you know, from A to Z in our lives, right? So if you're in a relationship, if you're in a job, if you're in any kind of area in your life where you feel like, you know, just over time too, okay? This card speaks of like tradition, right? Religion, tradition, culture. If you're under that, and we carry that, sometimes we do things that are, you know, they're passed down to us, but they're no longer serving us, you know what I mean? And we're suffocating, we're not growing. Without wands in here, our passions, our desires, right? And without emotion in here, our cups, we're not receptive to the things that really light us on fire. And our day-to-day just sucks the life right out of us because we're not passionate about it. We're just going through the motions. And I'm pretty sure one of the reads we just had touched upon this, but this is what it really means. It's saying that you want to just take your life back into your own hands. And if you're in any arena that you're not flourishing, that you're not really living a life that's truly yours, you want to step outside of that and really go in a direction that is yours. 2 10s speak of change, right? They speak of change in financial status. They speak of change in relationships. They're 10s though, okay? They're something had just passed the threshold in the 9 to start the 10s. 10s to me are the starts, right? They're starts, but they've not gone anywhere. So maybe you had a conversation about the relationship needing to go in a different direction. 2 10s can speak of a wedding, but it can also speak of a separation, right? This line up here too, if you're in a court case or you're waiting on something legal to come in, it can play out again in two ways, right? It can play out in if there's a chance in one of your arenas where there could be some kind of imprisonment, that speaks of that in here too. If there is something in regard to documentation that you're waiting on, it may not be what you're looking for, right? It may not be the answer that you're looking for. You may need to go back and look at something again, or something may not have been done correctly, something like that. But with the King of Swords on the outbound and no other court cards being in here, I'm saying that you're up against something where there's no emotion in here, right? If someone is coming up against you, they're not going to be receptive to what you've got to say. So you may want to keep that in mind, right? Because the King of Swords he could be someone too. This can also speak of something health related, okay? He can speak of being a surgeon or something like that too. So this can play out in many different ways. In a relationship arena, it can go again one of two ways, right? You either turn a corner, you either go left or right, either way, right? So in a career arena, what this whole thing really speaks of is, are you really living a life that's yours, or are you under the stronghold of something? Community, religion, right? Under the name of spirituality, sometimes a lot of people hide out under that umbrella, right? Where they just, it'll come to me. That's not what spirituality is. It's not. It's really just walking the path of being true to yourself. But if you're hiding under that umbrella, that's really something that you want to look at too, because there's action in there, right? So are you living a life that is enabling you to grow, or are you suffocating, right? Because with no wands in here and no cups in here, you're not receptive to your desires. You may not even know what they are, right? Those get squashed in the third house, ironically, when we don't know the things that really light us on fire, when our day-to-day is just, like I say, when we're in a crappy job that on the day-to-day just sucks our energy away. That's what this can speak of too. So I think the whole thing is really just reevaluate what it is that you're doing in your life, and is it allowing you to grow, or are you stifled and suffocated and smothered here? Because it can go in one of two ways, right? I think this was not a bad reading. I think this was an evaluation reading, right? Unless you're on the legal front, that may not be such a wonderful thing. But in a job arena, really, if you've been thinking about going for something different, go ahead. There's financial growth in here, and it may be something too that I think you align and it allows you to grow, right? There you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. Again, I apologize that we're missing a few this week, but I just could not do it. So there you go. I hope that this helps you. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I will be catching up on those too, by the way, guys. Okay, so if you sent me something, I'm getting to those slowly and surely. Okay, thank you so much.